Whitfield joins us now from Recovery Matters, and you were going to have a guest today, and he
Yes.
and he couldn't make it,
Right.
so we're going to talk about him. Oh,
Yes, I would like to give a special shout out to John Agnew for on January 12th, he celebrated 19 years clean.
Wow.
And I just think that is remarkable and just he is really an inspiration to me and I just wanted to give my brother some love, to
He's probably an inspiration to a lot of
a
people.
lot of people.
Yeah,
Yes, he is.
that's really great.
Yes.
So, recovery first.
Yes.
What does that mean?
Well, what that means to me, I've just been having a lot of calls and just people not putting their recovery first. For me, recovery is like a house, and in order for that house to stand and stand strong, you have to have a good solid foundation. And so when we place our recovery and first and we use our tools to keep building that house, it becomes very strong and sturdy. And so I just wanted to have that message today about prioritizing things in our life. And for us as addicts, recovering addicts, we have to put our recovery first. It's so important. Some people don't understand the importance of that. For me, I put my God as to my understanding, and I put my recovery. Both of them go hand in hand because I can't have one without the other. On a
Right.
spiritual level, I have to be filled with my spiritual riches, and then my recovery, and just everything just comes into place after that. My family, my jobs, just everything else, everything just comes your way and manifests in the good way when you keep your recovery first. And so, building on that house and that foundation, it just, you start having good, different behaviors, different perspective and thinking. You start associating and putting yourself around people that aspire you want to be like them. And so I know for me, John Agnew is one of them. So, he has always been an inspiration to me, 19 years clean. And that just shows that not only do we recover, we also thrive. And he is a figure in the recovery community that, is helping other people
Right.
with their own recovery.
Because he gives back.
Yes, and he gives hope as well. When you see someone with, X amount of years clean, even when I see someone with 1 day clean, it means something to me because that means that they want what we have to offer them, and that's the gift of, recovery is a gift and it's free. You just have to want it.
Yeah.
You have to have that desire within, and then the gifts that, come along with recovery, it's all free. And a lot of it is spiritual gifts. We practice a lot of spiritual principles in our lives, and when you start practicing them spiritual principles, a lot of things your perspective changes
Sure.
a lot, and I know
Well,
mine has changed.
And you mentioned tools. You need the tools in order
Yes.
to maintain your recovery.
Yes.
How do you get those tools?
You get them tools by, well, first of all, for me, when I went to treatment, I was given a certain amount of tools to know my triggers, to have a relapse prevention plan, to know how to reach out and find that support, to go to meetings. These are the basic tools. So then, your real challenge is when you get out of treatment or a structured environment. And then you start applying them tools that was given to you, and then you go into a 12-step program of your choosing, and you gain more tools. You are allowed to be able to be yourself with a group of people that will love you until you can love yourself. You will be allowed to be able to share what's going on, with you at that moment, and get other people's experience, strength, and hope that, they got through almost the same similar situation and they didn't use behind it. So that gives me hope that I can too. And just being able to have, I know for me, the fellowship and the support group, and my sponsor, and not even only my sponsor, I have you. I have a whole slew of support that I utilize every day. And I have a couple, people in my head that we have staff meetings. So
Well, and I've always been impressed by that, because when you process things,
Yes.
you process them out loud.
Yes.
And you do have staff meetings.
I do.
And you have people in your head that you've actually named them.
yes, I do. I have two of them, and we go back and forth. But
But that helps you
it
process
does.
things.
It does. And I always say this, like, it helps me not make impulsive decisions. And it helps me look out. I always use this metaphor, but I always try to look out that windshield, because when I look out the rearview mirrors, that's that instant gratification, and that's probably the wrong choice.
Yeah.
And so I try to look at everything out that windshield, because that gives me the big picture, the just the good, the bad, and sometimes it's stuff I don't want to accept and do, but I know it's the right thing. And so I try to do the next right thing every time I make a decision in my life.
Well, I know your kids really appreciate having you
Yes.
the way you are now, because
Yes.
they know they can count on you.
Yes.
They know that you love them and you're
Yes.
going to take care of them.
Right.
And, they didn't have that all the time.
No, for 3 years they didn't have that. They had an imposter in their life that would tell them lies and say I'm coming, and I wouldn't come, or I wouldn't pick them up from school, and I just was not a good mother at all. And now, though, they know Mama's back. We're on time. I cook them breakfast. I mean, I do all the motherly things that I failed to do in my addiction, that I couldn't do. I wasn't present mentally, physically, emotionally. I was gone. And most of all, I was spiritually dead. And so nothing in my life mattered but getting high.
Yeah.
But today, because I have put my recovery first, everything matters to me. It matters to me how other people feel. I have that empathy back for others, and I have that self-respect and self-love and self-acceptance for myself. I'm okay with Jamie. I'm okay with who I am today.
Right.
Now, sometimes not the extra pounds, but I'm okay with who I am today.
That's just a bonus.
Yeah. But it's just a wonderful thing that that's why I speak about this every week, is this, I want to give that message of hope and give them a message that, you can change your life too. And recovery, if you put your recovery first, everything else will come back to place, in place. And you can even mend the broken relationships that you have.
Yeah. And that's a big one.
Yeah.
That's a big one. Well, Jamie, it's always a pleasure having you
for
here.
having me.